We've seen that kid in our team. We've seen that kid in our team. He's doing this all the time. What is it for me? What's in it for me? That's all I care about. I'm entitled. I need something. What's in it for me? Have not been held accountable. This guy's so good as a young person that coaches don't hold him accountable, and sometimes parents don't. So he ends up someone else's trouble. He ends up on someone else's team, and someone doesn't like being around him because he's never been held accountable. He's untouchable. Coaches don't go near him. They don't go near him because he's got all the answers. Develop poor work habits. Because he's good as a young person, and he's been told he's good as a young person working, he starts losing hunger for the game. When he loses hunger for the game, he develops poor work habits. And the last one, because this guy has all of those traits right there, he starts creating friction with his teammates. His teammates start looking at him going, he's a good player, but you know what? I wish he was on another team. I really do. He's a good player, but in the back of your mind, you're going, this isn't a winning player. So that's confidence. How about teachable spirit? I got 4 guys up there, players behind that teachable spirit that were teachable. What's teachable spirit mean? And this is important for you guys. Take correction as a compliment. They take correction as a compliment. They see it as a compliment because they see a coach and teacher trying to help. They see correction as an opportunity to improve. They don't get down about it. They go, Coach thinks enough of me to teach me something so he can help me improve. When a coach stops talking to you, he no longer thinks that you'll listen, or he no longer thinks that you can improve. If a coach is teaching you and coaching you, take that as a compliment, because it is. He's taking time with you. Inner confidence. Guy with a teachable spirit has inner confidence. He say to himself, I got confidence in myself. Coach going to break down because he's teaching me. I like that. Bring it on. I need that. Gives off positive verbal and physical body language. You watch. Coach will talk to a player. You see this. Or you see this. Raindrops. Or rolling his eyes. A guy who you teach, he looks right at you. His eye contact. He stands tall. He goes, thank you, Coach. He might not be saying that, but he's looking at him going, thank you, Coach, for spending enough time with me to let me know that I can improve. Sees it as an opportunity to improve, and his body language, through his body language, it says thank you. Here's a guy that doesn't have teachable spirit. This is the non-athlete. And look at this and see if it's you. Opportunity for growth. Being criticized by the coach or teacher. He gets defensive. He gets defensive and he has a rather than just listening. Coach teach. Excuse, quick follow-up. Place blame everywhere except on coach. Then, because he just removes himself, like I told you, stop. Guys are locker rooms because when they're coached by a coach, they get defensive. The locker room guy, the situation are complaining. 2 of complainers becomes a group of 3. That group of 3 complainers becomes a group of 4. Unless you've got good leadership and that 16-year-old kid, which is you, goes in the locker room and say, hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Coach is just trying to help you out. Mature. Grow up. Grow up. Develop a little bit of pride. Knock it off. And then you kill it. That's where leadership comes from. This one right here, this is Tom Brady. You can flip that quote up there. This is a good quote, and I showed it to the team. He says, film sessions allowed me to build my confidence and leadership abilities. You couldn't hide in those sessions. Coach rode me hard, and I loved it every day. He expected a lot of me, and he knew in order for us to be good, I needed to be a better than everyone. He was showing me confidence in how he was coming after me. I had been part of 3 Super Bowls, and others must have thought, if he can do that to Tom, he can do that to anyone. I saw it as the greatest sign of respect a coach could give a player. That's a coach riding a quarterback who's really, really good. He did it in front of others because by riding him, the others could say, he can do that to me too, as well. How about competitor? These three guys right up here, that's our outfield in 2013. Were they special athletes? They weren't special athletes, but they were special kids. They were very good competitors. They were competitors in training too. But the first thing I wanted to do is just give you an illustration of what we call the marshmallow, the jelly bean, and the rock. Think about this, the marshmallow, jelly bean, and the rock. And think about it as when pressure and fire is put on these three things right here. The marshmallow, if you're a person who's a marshmallow, you're soft on the outside and you're soft on the inside. When you put fire to it, it melts right away. Melts right away. The jelly bean, on the other hand, is hard on the outside. That's the guy who shows a hard outer self, but inside, when times get tough and pressure gets tough on him, and it gets very, very competitive, he melts too. And when we put heat to him, he disintegrates. Might take longer than the marshmallow, but it disintegrates. This guy right here, you do anything you want to a rock. You can apply as much pressure and heat to that rock as you want to. And those are the guys in your life that you know when you apply pressure and heat to them, they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. You put heat to it, it stands the test. And it's right there at the end. So when we start talking about competitor, start looking at it this way. A competitor is passionate about what he's doing. He lives and loves the moment. He lives this moment right here. He controls the controllables. The uncontrollables are umpires. The uncontrollables are weather. The uncontrollables is the other team. You can't control it, so why waste any energy on that? But you can control your attitude and what you do and how hard you do it. Is disciplined, self-controlled, and poised. The competitor is all three of those things. Has courage and is fearless. Is confidence based on preparation. We talked about that in the beginning. And is totally committed to the team. A competitor is a rock. The non-athlete, when we look at competition, he gets discouraged easily. He brings teammates down with him. Failures of today affect him tomorrow. If he has a bad game last night, it's not going to help him today because he's still going to be thinking about him. And the guy who comes back says, that was yesterday, doesn't matter, nothing's going to stop me today. He paces himself, won't get to a level of discomfort. He's a bully, he's a jelly bean. When he looks at competition, if there's competition that he thinks he can dominate, you've got him. If he thinks the competition is better than him, then he's going to melt. He's a jelly bean. Won't sell out, afraid to look bad, always looking for attention, and he's comfortably committed. He's committed, but marshmallow. Let's go to pride. Pride real quickly. For pride, think about this word right here. Pride's a shared feeling. Pride's a shared feeling among a team. Shared joy of the inner circle. So the inner circle is your team. When everyone shares the joy together, they become prideful. They become as good as possible to help the group. That was Price. I want to be really, really good. Why? I want to get the team to Omaha. That's why I want to be good. And when you start thinking about the group, it's amazing what things happen to you. This person loves to acknowledge other people and their accomplishments. I saw that last night in this game. I saw that Padres-Dodgers game, and I saw a dugout over on the first base side that was on fire. All they did all night was acknowledge each other. That's pride. That's team pride. I'll show you what isn't pride right here. Pride centers on individual accomplishments. For the non-athlete, all he cares about is individual accomplishments. He develops an egotistical image because it's all about him. Pride comes and goes with his outcomes. He's prideful when he wins. He's not prideful when he loses. He doesn't stay in the middle. He's got a sense of entitlement. And normal rules don't apply to him. They don't apply to him. Normal rules apply to everyone else, but they don't apply to me because I'm too good. Put on a pedestal early because he's too good. We just talked about that. And they feel that because they have special skills, they should get special treatment. They don't consider themselves as one of the group. All right, move on to this. That's a prideful group right there. And we talk about humility, being humble. What's that mean for the athlete? It means successful without calling attention to yourself. You think about today in professional sports and college sports, how many people try to collar themselves by doing something different, looking different, just to get the attention. We wear a uniform a certain way, and I watch other teams wear their uniform, and some of them have their socks down, some of them have their pants down, some of them are wearing different kinds of sleeves, some of them are wearing different colored hats. That's not a uniform, that's an indiform. That's an individual form. You're wearing what you want to stand out. A uniform means hewn up, means together. My socks are up, our socks are up. If my socks are down, everyone's socks are down. If our pants are down, everyone's pants are down. It's the way we wear it. Wear the same thing. Uniform. That's what it's supposed to be. You want to wear an indiform, then you can have 24 different people wearing 24 different things. Have fun with that team. That's 24 individuals. That's what we're talking about here. This guy right here with pride or humility admits mistakes. These people build others up. They're self-assured, but not self-absorbed. They're confident in themselves, but they're not absorbed with themselves. And their excitement is raw and real. They celebrate for their team, and they do not celebrate against the opponent, and that's important. Don't celebrate against the opponent, celebrate for your team. The opponent's to the side, they don't matter. You celebrate for your team, not against them. There's a difference. The non-athlete, when it comes to humility, it's the other side, arrogance. Arrogance stinks. Looks bad on everyone. You see an arrogant person, you know exactly what they look like, and you know exactly what they talk like. They bring attention to themselves. They're self-serving. They're hard to reach, hard to talk to. They lose chaos. They're not dependable. They push because the relationship is all about them. And they're dugout killers. You guys get these in a dugout, you know what they look like. They can kill a team. They can kill a team. Don't let that be you. That's a non-athlete right there. Positive life force. We talked about team. Every single one of those guys is smiling. Life force, we've talked about this for about 10 years. It's a word I came up with. It's enthusiasm for life. This person's positive. He's enthusiastic for everything he does. Practice, his environment is better because he's in it. You think about it. You've been around these guys before. When they're missing, you can feel it. But when they're in practice, they make practice better because they're in it and they make it fun. Because they always want to have fun inside the environment. I saw that last night too. They're a rebounder, they persevere, they bounce back quick. They bounce back quick from adversity. They're bright-eyed. Their eyes are always wide open. And when I'm with you, I can tell whether your mind's moving or not. This is dead-eyed. This is bright-eyed. Guy whose bright mind is moving, his body's moving because his brain is. Energy in face. Energy in face. That's language as well. That's a positive life force. Posture is tall, not slumped over. It's amazing what you can do with your own confidence by just walking back with your shoulders up. Try it and see how much better you feel. Once you start going this way right here and your head's down, it affects your enthusiasm, it affects your attitude. Trust me when I tell you that. Create positive energy around them because of their positive energy, and they connect with others, connect continuously. They're always doing this. What's up, bro? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Always connected. They've always got energy for everyone else. And so that energy always comes back to them. It multiplies. What's the non-athlete? And you can't do without them. What's the non-athlete look when it comes? They're drains. They're drains. They're like a drain. Water goes right through them. Terrible. They take all the energy right out of a team because their attitude, their personality, and their body language. They're energy suckers. An energy sucker. You take the energy right out of a situation just because of your attitude. They kill the harmony of a locker room. It's a non-athlete when it comes to life force. They gossip, whine, and drum. Gossip, whine, and drum. 3 poison for any team. They bitch about everything. They never see the glass half full. It's always half empty. No bounce back because they don't have any positive energy. How would you expect the team to come back from a 5-run deficit? Energy suckers in the dugout. It's not going to happen. We're down by 5. We're not going to win. We're not going to win. We're getting the dugouts. They're down by 5. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get right back in this. Let's get right back in this thing. That's probably the thing I was most proud of against Mississippi State. We were down every single time. We'll come back. Punch. Punch back. Punch. Punch back. Punch. Punch back. Counter punch. Punch. Counter punch. Punch. Counter punch. Punch. Don't give in. Don't go to my knees. Not count me out. There's no 10 count here. There's no 10 count here. There's no clock. I'm not playing any clock. I don't hear any buzzer. I see that until that inning's over, we're not done. We're coming back. That's the attitude you have to have. People are jealous. Bully,